Welcome everyone to Coffee with a Codex. My name is Dot Porter. I am a curator in the Schoenberg Institute for Manuscript Studies, which is a unit in the Kislak Center for Special Collections, Rare Books and Manuscripts. One of the things that I love to do is to show off manuscripts in our collections. So every Thursday at noon, we get on Zoom and we do a 30-minute informal show and tell of that. And sometimes I get lucky and I get to take a field trip. And so today we crossed the river, or I crossed the river, and I'm here with Elizabeth Fuller, who is a curator at the Rosenbach Librarian Museum and Library. And we have a very special book here, which I'm just going to turn it right over to Elizabeth and let her tell you and show you all about it.
So this is a favorite book of ours. Not book of ours.
Not ours.
Yes. One of the favorite books in our collection.
Here, can you just, there we go. I just need to get it
All
in
right.
focus. All right,
Yes.
There we go.
Now, the case is a bit deceptive. It was made to accommodate this unusual format on the shelf.
I'll take that.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks. This is a species of belt book or girdle book meant to be hung on your belt and carried around as a form of ready reference.
And that would be where
Yes.
it would attach. There.
Yes, there are remnants of a woven cord here, actually two different types of weave, a textile artist and historian has told us, which may have formed a carrying loop. Some of these were meant to be in cases. This one apparently wasn't. And so you'd have carried it on your belt. This is how you'd see it hanging from someone else's belt. But when you went to use it yourself, I think Dot may need to move the camera now.
I think I can just turn it. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, good.
All right, there we go.
So you would flip it up from your belt and see it this way. Is that? Are we seeing all of it?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
We're seeing all of it now, and hopefully, when we unfold it, we'll
Yes.
see the part at the top.
Now it originally had a full covers like this that hung down at the front and the back. We've only got half of one now, and it has become detached. But this is it's got a core
You're gonna need to
of
hold it up.
thanks,
Yeah, there you go.
It's got a core of stiff parchment, and then the outside is covered in tawed leather, and the inside is lined with undyed linen. This red and green binding that fastens all the edges together was woven in place on the piece. Now, once you have flipped it up from your belt to open it, it doesn't work like a regular codex. It's made of a number of different sheets of vellum that are all fastened together. They've all got little tails that have been sewed together. And
Tawed. So Linda is asking to pronounce that again. Tawed leather.
Tawed, yes.
Tawed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a kind of treatment with alum that's different than the usual tanning process. It produces a very durable, abrasion resistant kind of surface.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come to the first leaf, and this book, this was made in England. It is a calendar and a medical almanac. Actually, the calendar it's a kind of perpetual calendar. The dates it begins with the year 1387 and goes to 1462. So that gives us our.
Yeah. So we think that it was
dates.
made in around 1387, since
Yeah.
that's when the dating starts. Okay,
Right.
and it was made in England. I realized we didn't at the start, we just were like, this is so cool looking, and didn't
Yes.
actually say what it is or when it was made or where.
Yeah.
So now we've got that.
Yes, it seems from the some of the entries for saints in the calendars that it was made for use in York although the calculations were all made for Oxford. Apparently no one at this point had done a separate calendar calculation for York, so they were using the closest thing they had.
All right.
Now, there's a very faint, tabula festorum, a table of movable feasts, and explanation of
I can zoom
of
in,
how
I
the
think.
calendar
Can we-
works. Each of these leaves
Yeah.
just has a very faint title,
Right there.
or just very simple title on the outside.
Yeah.
You open it up, and you open the next flap, and you have the introduction, how this whole thing works. Part of this, the lower part of this leaf is missing, but it's most of the rest is intact.
Yeah, and it's got illumination, so it's not, this is like a medical book that was made to be used by someone, but it has some decoration in it too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
And you open it up again, and here you have the table of movable feasts that depend on the date of Easter and so on for all the years in question. This format is a very unusual one that was studied extensively by J.P. Gumbert, who did a book which isn't in the bibliography yet, but we'll get that link somehow. He identified 63 of them, and there may be one or two more that have emerged since his death. The oldest one he found dates from the mid-13th century, and the latest one to 1508. Many more probably made in England than elsewhere. About half of them are medical almanacs made in England, but the rest are in France, Italy, Spain, Germany. There's one in Hebrew, which could have been made in many different places, and one in Bosnian.
Oh.
So these things had quite a spread. Some of the earlier ones are other kinds of legal texts or historical treatises. Most of the rest are calendars or almanacs. There are also a few breviaries, but the sort of thing you would ready reference, the thing you consult. You turn to a particular page and consult rather than for sustained reading.
Right.
Gumbert calls these bat books because they hang with their heads upside down and their wings folded up. It works well in English, and he likes it. It's multilingual. You get Livro de Pipistrello and Fledermausbuch and other equivalents in other languages.
I like that.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of questions in the chat about the red ruling, which I had never noticed before, but yes, it is ruled in red, which seems unusual to me, but it may be because of the chart. It was, because I think it's more usual to see it in a chart, and they just did it for the rest of the text using red as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
The leaves were probably all prepared ahead of time and ruled ahead of time, and then filled in. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a little more extra detailed double ruling for these headings and so on. You can also see along the edge the prick holes that were used. They had a device like a comb with a number of sharp pins set in it.
I'm going to zoom in to see if we can see the prick marks.
Yeah.
Here. I'm
That
not
would
sure if
they'd
they're,
be,
I think they're on the other, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to try moving the.
Yeah. So they'd be,
yeah, they're right here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
right along
no,
there.
up. Oh,
There's some up top too. Yeah.
I'm all confused because I'm standing behind the manuscript. Here we go. So the prick marks are here.
Yeah. So they just poke a set of tiny holes in each edge of the parchment, and then they could lay a straight edge across to do the ruling.
So there's the little prick marks. All right.
Yeah. They often get trimmed off before binding, but in this case they weren't.
Right, and there's a little close up of the initial. All right, so I got to zoom back out.
Now after the After this table, you have the heart of the almanac, which is the calendar. And this format lets you get 3 months to a sheet. So we have January, February, March, and a early owner has made a little notation here about how you use this thing. So.
Right. So this is then January. Oop, here we go.
Yeah.
January. So we've seen other calendars. So we've got the KL, the Calends illuminated initial at the top. And in format, it's very similar to what we've seen. So we have the sort of dates here, and then this. Is this also saints? Is it the same way, or is it a different?
Some of them are, yes.
Okay.
We have Epiphany right here on January 6th.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious how we can go ahead and unfold it.
Okay.
How the calendar is different in a book like this that was for medical use versus something like a book of hours, where it's for like religious use.
No, I haven't seen anything written to suggest that there is any real difference here.
Okay.
Somebody you would, if you're treating people, you need to know in general what's happening, what the feast and fast days are, and so on. And these things are expensive enough. Why bother with a separate calendar when you have the one that's attached to your? It may be more that the medical, specifically medical content is more an addition to the almanac than the other way around.
Yeah. Cool. So there's January, February, March, and there's some talk in the chat about pockets, about why you would have a book hanging on your belt. What about pockets? And the response from Carl is that pockets weren't very common. And plus, if you have the book on your belt, then it's easier to take it out and reference it. Like, and you can imagine the format also makes that a lot easier. You can just sort of plop it out on the table and fold it out.
Yeah, some of the other examples do have covers, boxes, envelopes, sort of to that may well have kept them protected in a pocket. One of the two of the scholars who have done probably the most work on this particular manuscript and on some others, Jennifer Borland and Karen Overby, have talked about the material significance of this format. How the fact that the way you open and manipulate it connects with its use. As you got used to using it, you would become adept at knowing what page something is on, what leaf you need to turn to right away, and what the excuse me, there may even be sort of a mnemonic thing going on that you get near it and you say, oh yes, I know what that's about. They also think that there is a sort of advantage in using this with a patient. It's a very interactive tool. It's like an astrolabe, or like the various books with that have volvels for calendar and navigation and so on. It moves. That's an impressive object. A patient who is literate might recognize a calendar page, even if they weren't reading every bit of it. They'd see that, and then we'll see later on some pieces that could actually be used with a patient to show them what's going on.
So it sort of conveys authority.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I forget what month we're on. I think we're on July now.
Yeah.
Yes. Just notice this down here that someone has written the total number of days in Roman numerals. Most of all the other numbers here are written in are in Arabic, but some people may have found it simpler for quick calculation. They may have been more familiar with the Roman numerals at this point, so it's just a quick note at the foot of every calendar how many days this month has.
So I zoomed in so you can see that. So there is a question in the chat about how the leaves are connected to the binding. I think we'll look at that after we look through the content.
Yeah,
We'll do that. Oh, sorry. Shall we open it up?
Yeah, sure.
And then we can move on with the other.
Yeah, so
Very nice. Yep. And here, 31 and then 30 down at the bottom.
September, right?
Wow.
September's very clear right there.
Yeah. Neat. This is so cool. Thank you again for letting us.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's
always so much fun to talk about. You really see here too why this is what material scientists call a memory material. Mm-hmm. It remembers what you've done with it. I mean, it's never totally flat because cows and sheep aren't square. But once you've put creases in it and left it for some time, it wants to spring right back.
It really does. You can see that doing that. Yeah. So in the chat, Karen said about the format of the book and I guess the book itself. Where to go? It might also have served as the medieval equivalent of the physician's white coat. So visible proof of qualifications. So you have the book and therefore you are the doctor. So if you can steal the book, you can pretend to be the doctor.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. There's a story.
Yeah. December, yeah. So we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just noticing there's a little variation in the initials. So this one is, you probably can't see that. This one is all red. Oh no, here's me. This one is all red with the gold, and then this one is blue and red. I don't know. That's just fun to see.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes there's a general program to these, and sometimes the artist just does what they feel like doing with one, or they accidentally or consciously go off script.
So someone is asking about these angled corners. I hadn't noticed this actually before, but they're sort of they're not trimmed actually. They're folded over, and if that is a method to like help with opening it up, and it does help to open it up, but I don't know if that was planned or. Do you know, Elizabeth?
I don't know. It's a really good question. I'd always assumed it was accidental, but it could very well be deliberate.
Yeah.
It does sort of help to get at the edges. It's been through so much. Sometimes it's easy to tell what has happened during actual use, and sometimes it just who knows what. We don't know anything about its history before Dr. Rosenbach acquired it in the 1920s from one of his good customers, William A. White. So that box, it wasn't living in that box for most of its life. So it's hard to know exactly what's going on. Now, right after this, there was another leaf. You can see here.
Let me zoom in, and I'm going to have to move the camera again to get there.
You can see here.
Oh,
the
hold on.
stub.
Sorry, it's going to come towards you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
There we go. All right.
There's
a stub.
The stub of a missing leaf that was most likely the table that explained the reigning planets and phases of the moon and so forth.
So that is missing now.
Yeah.
All right. And here we go back up.
Oh, now we have.
Zoom.
Yeah.
And that's another label.
Yes, eclipses of the sun and the moon.
All right, so we know what we're going to get. We're going to get some eclipses.
And first, of course, we have the explanation.
And another
this format makes it so easy to put explanatory text next to the, or adjacent to the actual tables.
Yeah.
And now,
here we are.
The eclipses of the sun the sun is the red disk, and the moon is the blue one. In both cases, the gold indicates the part that is the part of the disk that will be visible, and the coloring indicates, so here is a total eclipse of the sun, total eclipses of the moon, and the partial eclipses indicated by part gold and part colored.
Yeah, that's very cool. And some folks in the chat are mentioning the Lambeth Palace Library exhibit that I think was last year. And so I'll put the link, they have links there, and I'll put the links in the YouTube comments as well, so you can see that, because that was a very cool exhibit. It was all about these sort of unfolding yeah, books.
Yeah. So there are a number of copies in London and other parts of the UK. There are 8 such examples in the United States. Or the nearest ones to us are one at Princeton and 2 at the Morgan.
Yeah. And I'll zoom in on this one as well, so we can get a closer look, because there's more
lunar eclipses.
Are they also inside the fold? I can't
Yes.
remember. Okay.
Yep. They use every
There
bit
we
of
go.
space. Yeah.
So I will zoom in here for those of you who wanted to see closer up. There
Some of them have a bit more explanation than others.
Yeah.
And I'm not aware that there is yet a complete transcription of the text of everything, so that is work that remains to be done. If anybody wants to do it,
Please,
yes.
please do. It's been digitized. The link is in the record link, which I can also put at the end. So there we go.
Yes.
All right. Very cool. All right. Carl asks, are bat books distinctly separate from girdle books, or is this a square is a rectangle, but not all rectangles are squares situation?
Yes. Bat books are a subset of girdle books or belt books.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
After
there's another. No, not quite yet.
Oh,
okay.
not quite yet.
So the missing one isn't quite yet. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Here is the imago phlebotomii. The
Phlebotomy. If you all know what a phlebotomist is, you know what's coming.
So we've got explanatory text here.
Yep. And then we have, here's where you bleed.
Yep. Explanations of, in the circles of just where every point is and why you bleed, what you bleed there for. This is a tool with 2 audiences. This is the physician, of course, is using this, and this would be something that they would likely show a patient as well to explain just what was going on.
Right. Oh, and Karen is pointing out, you, Elizabeth, just said they used every space, but the verso, which is up here at the top, is mostly blank. So
I stand corrected. Yes.
I think they just didn't. There just wasn't enough text to fill it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which would leave space should the physician want to make their own notes. I don't know if other examples have been annotated later by the users. There may be some notes in Gumbert's extensive bibliography, but that's
all right.
another subject for research. And they did not use
they also didn't
these
use the
surfaces.
back.
Yes,
yeah, except to make notes.
Yes, which are going to get more handling. So you saw, I think, how some of particularly the eclipses, some of those bits are abraded. So having the outside basically blank protects the text and the images. Yeah. And here is probably the most used, the most reproduced image of this.
I'm literally jumping up and down because this is my favorite.
Tabula urinarium.
Urinarium.
Yes. This is a urine wheel. One of many such examples in not only bat books, but other kinds of books as well. Someone was talking about the having the book being a sign of authority. The conventional symbol or attribute of a physician in medieval iconography is one of these urine flasks.
It's got a round bottom. It's very, very distinctive when you see it in iconography.
Uroscopy is the first medical diagnostic test to be really well developed because it's non-invasive and you can tell so much from the color, the smell, the texture, the taste. Yes. Diabetes, infant diabetes mellitus, was first diagnosed by tasting that the urine is sweet.
Yes.
Sugar is actually excreted. So details here of all the describing the things you can't depict and explaining what they all are. Of course, you like to have something that's bright gold up here. You don't want anything that's red or with red specks in it.
Right, or black.
And the darker it is, and yes, these three urines signify death.
Yeah. So that's I just think it's really cool. The thing that I love about the urine wheel and also uroscopy at all is that they were really right. This is like they were so right that like you can tell things about health from looking at urine. Mm-hmm. And there's so much that they were like wrong about, but like this is one thing that they were right about. And I want to give it to them. I love it.
Yes. So this is another thing that would be shared with the patient. And then here is more for the instruction of the physician and more details, which of course also impresses the patient. We are almost out of time. Okay.
But we'll look at
see one natural hole here, which we can see on the
back.
On the back, had been patched at one time. A little bit of beveling going on to fit that patch in, which has since fallen off. There's one more stub back here, which was likely the image of the Zodiac Man, which is in nearly every almanac, the signs of the zodiac that rule different parts of the body.
Right, and then this is one last folded out piece.
And this is a pre-existing tool that was just incorporated into this particular manuscript, or was making this, found this table of the Paschal letters and all of the other complex apparatus for determining the date of Easter and other dates that depend on it. So someone had this and trimmed it down and folded it up to fit in here very conveniently, and added a little bit of explanatory text.
Yeah. So it's a great example of manuscript reuse that's actually reusing the text and not just the parchment, which is pretty cool.
I love the way they've shaded the columns by scraping some of the areas down to make it whiter. So you can see this is
darker and then this is lighter on the inside. Yeah. That's very neat. So there was the question earlier about the attachment. Right. Can we just take maybe a quick look at how because this is a mystery to me too, like how exactly the choirs, I'm calling them choir, but not choirs, but like here. So here we go.
Yeah. So so each leaf has a little tail that that extends below the rectangular folded area, and those are gathered up together and stitched through. You can see there's a hole here, and they are stitched through, and then this cord wound around them on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Shows up, it's maybe easier even to see there.
Yeah. So then each of these inside has a tab that comes up and is connected there.
Yeah,
so that's how
it's sort of collapsed with use. There may be some other examples that are still more stretched out and easier to see. I should note this example is on the large side. Many of the existing ones were half the size or even smaller, and many were folded in thirds. Others were folded in four. Sometimes the sides would fold in first and then the top, and sometimes the other way around. Gumbert has a whole typology of those if you want to get into it extensively.
So there isn't like one standard way of doing folding.
Right.
All right. So there's a ton of great stuff happening in the chat. I'm going to go through that later and make sure I get all the links out. This is great. We're out of time. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. This was great.
You're welcome. It's always fun to show off, and people always have questions that we haven't heard before, so there's more to think about.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for coming, and we'll be back next week, and I hope to see you then.